one. Kal Kadosh, Erev Tov, Kinyan Masechta. We are starting now on the Chet Amud Bet, 8b. And when we're talking about an 8b, we were just speaking about the entire concept of rain. We just finished by saying that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes and he's going to give rain, so he's going to do chesed, that the strong rain will go to the trees, the soft rain will go to the seeds, it will go to Borot Shechinu Marot, that's for chesed, that they'll have a lot of water. And this is where we're starting today. Where we're starting today, we're going to speak about, can you ask for more than one thing from HaKadosh Baruch Hu? So for example, our good dear friend here, he wants to ask from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the Tesla should go up, and the other stocks should go up, and this should go down, and this should... So can he ask for more than one thing? Capish? Understood? So listen carefully. What happened is that during the days of Shmuel bar Nachmani, there were two problems. There was a drought, which means there was hunger, and there was a magifa. There was coronavirus, plus there was so that's the magifa, plus there was hunger. So they went and they asked, 1 second, what should they do? What should they pray for? Which one is more important? So one rabbi came and he said,
what was hunger? What?
Hunger and the magifa, virus, right? It was killing people. So they were asking which one is more important. So they said, can we ask for both? No, they can't ask for both. So what are they going to do? So one rabbi comes and he says, you should ask for the hunger. The other comes and he says, you should ask for what? For the virus, right? For basically the magifa, the plague. So we're going to speak about it. That's going to be the first one. Then we're going to say, okay, fine. But according to both the rabbis, you cannot pray for two things. Where do we learn that from? So there were two different places where we learned it from. The first place was from Ezra in Ole Bavel. When Ezra Sofer came up after the destruction of the Bet HaMikdash and after the 70 years of Bavel, they came up, Ezra Sofer, right? And all the people that were coming up from Bavel. So they all came and they asked from HaKadosh Baruch Hu only one thing, not more than one thing. That's number one. The second one is in Eretz Yisrael, they said in the name of Rabbi Chagai from another pasuk. And again, the same thing, it was to do with Daniel, with Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah. They only asked for one thing and not for two things. So from these two different places, you see from here that what? That you could only ask for one thing and not for more than one. Meaning if you need right now certain things, ask for one thing. Focus on one. Don't, don't branch out. Focusing on one. Right? There's going to be one more piece also outside, that it was during the days of Rabbi Zera. What happened is that they made a decree against the Jews. Why? They went and they said nobody could sit Taanit. They knew the power of Taanit. Right? They knew what it was, the power of Taanit. So therefore they went and they said no Jews can fast. So what happened? So says Rabbi Zera, we have a problem now. If we want Hashem to answer us, what would we usually do? We would do a Taanit, right? But now we can't do Taanit. So what are we going to do? So Rabbi Zera comes and he says something incredible. He tells everybody, you know what? We're all going to accept upon ourselves Taanit. But we can't fast. Okay, so we won't fast. Be'ezrat Hashem, the second they annul the decree, we'll fast. So they come and they said, right? It's like a neder. They make the neder to fast. So the question was, okay, but how do you know that it works? Meaning, you didn't actually fast. I understand if you fasted, it makes sense. But you didn't actually fast. So he brings a pasuk. It's a pasuk in Daniel. And from there, they bring a proof that the fact that you accepted upon yourself to fast, it's already fasting, right? Umimila what? HaKadosh Baruch Hu will listen to your tefillot. And this is the same if you want of the Musar. You remember there was a famous story with Resh Lakish and Rabbi Yochanan. Remember Resh Lakish? What?
Yeah, because in your mind, in your mentality, you are
Resh Lakish. Yes. Resh Lakish, if you remember, he was a bandit. He was the head of the bandits. Yeah, the head of the bandits. And what happened is that Rabbi Yochanan went, and when he met him, he told him, Chelech leoraita, your strength should go to Torah. Because he was using his strength to jump from one place to another place. He says, that strength that you have, that's an incredible strength, but that strength has to go to Torah. You understood? Yeah, the strength It should go to Torah. Yeah? Yeah? What does that mean? It means that the strength that a person has should go to Torah. So what happened? Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Shakish comes, he says, but your beauty should go to women. Yeah? Because he was so handsome. Says your beauty should go to women. See, when he said, you know what? You're right. I have a sister that's even more beautiful than me. So how about this? We make a deal. You want to hear the deal of the century? Right? Listen to the deal of the century. Right? I give you my sister, and you give your strength to the Torah. Yeah, you get married to my sister, right? And your strength goes to the Torah. A lot of people will not take that risk. Rabbi Yochanan is giving his sister. Rabbi Yochanan is the Gadol Ador. He's giving over his sister to some thief, to some bandit. But he recognized the power behind him. And he became the famous Rabbi Shimon Melakish, Resh Lakish. But what happened was, Resh Lakish says, you know what? I accept. But I have to go over to get something. He tried jumping over. He wasn't able to jump over.
He lost already all his power.
He lost all his power. Why? HaTorah mateshet kocho shel adam. The Torah, because it says, Surya ledecha teshi v'tishkach el mechulecha. Why is the Torah called teshi? Because tushia, it makes a person weak. So people come and they think, you really think the Torah makes you weak? Right? Yaakov Avinu, he was the Amud Torah. And he was able to pick up the stone, right? And nobody, you needed, I don't know how many shepherds. He's taking it up as if it was like a bottle cap. Whoop, that's like nothing. It makes you weak, the Torah? What are you talking about? So the rabbis come and explain, you didn't understand. And this is the Musar for today. It says, you know what it means that the Torah makes you weak? Very simple. It makes you weak because you have no strength for anything else. You have strength. And the Torah gives you even extra strength. But what? But rather that strength is only used for the Torah, then nothing else becomes important. So once Resh Lakish came and he accepted upon himself the yoke of the Torah, nothing else was important anymore. He wasn't able to make the jump. He wasn't able to make the leap. Because for him, the most important is what? The Torah. Sometimes people come and say, no, I'm tired. I didn't sleep well. To go to the gym, they have the strength. The question is, do they have the strength to come to Shachrit? Do they have the strength to come to Selichot? Do they have the strength to come? Huh? Yeah? Do they have the strength? That's Musar. Where's your strength?
You can do.
That's what. Bimei. These are during the days. Bimei. We're talking about Bimei Rabbi Shemuel. We're talking about 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 lines down. Towards the end of the line. Bimei Rabbi Shemuel ben Nachmani. Havakafna umotana. Yeah, there was Ra'av and a Magefa. Okay? There was a Ra'av and a Magefa. By the way, the only time that you actually do, right, on Kafna is the Ra'av, yes. Right, the only time that you actually say this part in the Kaddish is on Tisha B'Av. Meaning, do you know that we say the long Kaddish? The long Kaddish is the Kaddish that we say during also Siyum Masechet. And it's the same Kaddish that we say on Tisha B'Av night, and the same Kaddish that we say when a person is buried, at the burial. The first one, the burial. So that Kaddish is the one, at the end of that Kaddish, but it's only on Tisha B'Av, we say Titkeleh, Charba, V'chafna, Umotana, Umarim, Bishim, Minana. That is the only time we say. So we say, right, there was a Kafna, which is again Ra'av, and Motana. Motana comes also, you could hear, Mita, Motana, death. So what does that mean? That means there was a Magifa, there was a plague. What happens? Amri, they said, Hechina Avid. How are we going to do it? Right? Avad is you did an action. Like B'di Avad, after you already did it. Post factum. Right? So, Hechi, how? Now, Avid, are we going to do it? Nibai rachame atarte. Remember, bae means to want, or to ask, or to need. So, nibai, are we going to ask rachame? Rachame is tefillah, right? Rachamim, mercy. We're going to ask rachame. Are we going to pray atarte? Tarte is 2, right? Tarte with a resh is 2. Tlata is 3 with a lamed. Tarte or tarvayu is both of them. Tarte is 2. So nibai rachame atarte. Are we going to pray for both of them? Lo efshar. We cannot do that. So here you see that it's actually an incredible, right, concept that you cannot pray for 2 things. Now, there is a sefer, right, called Orach Hama, which is brought in the Yalkut Yeshayahu, that he says What's the reason? In Tfilat Amidah, we ask much more than one question. And there, he answers the question, right? So the question that David just asked is actually a question of the Orach Hama. There he answers it. I don't have that sefer, so obviously we would have to look for that sefer. Just to... Lo efshar. What do you mean lo efshar? We can't do it, right? Ela libai rachamea motana. So then they said, you know what? I think we should ask for mercy on the Magefa, the Chafna Nisbol, and let's, how do you say, let's be sovel, let's withstand, or let's suffer the hunger, right? Why? Because at the end of the day, listen, if there's still the plague, right, if there's still a virus, people are still dying, right? But the hunger, okay, as long as, but people die less of the hunger than of a plague. Plague people die much quicker, right? And let's be sovel more. The Marsha actually says that more people die from a plague than they die from hunger. Okay, fine. Amar lehu Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani. Rabbi Shmuel bar Nachmani comes and he tells the people, no, you guys are incorrect. What are you supposed to do? You have to ask for mercy, ask for tefillah. For what? For the kafna, for the hunger. The chiyayiv rachamana sov'a, because if the Hashem, remember rachamana is Hashem. Rachamana yitkalan ki ameda. What is rachamana? Rachamana is Hashem, right?
Yeah,
that's Hashem. So the chiyayiv rachamana sov'a, right? The chiyayiv when he's going to give, right? Hav is to give, right? The chiyayiv, because when he's going to give, Hashem is going to give sova, right? We say in the rachamana, right? We come and we say. Ten lechem lefi ataf lasova. So that lasova means that we should be satiated, right? That sova, the chiyayiv rachamana sova, that when HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give us sova, meaning that we're going to be full, satiated, he's only going to give it to people that are living, but he's not going to give it to people that are dying. Dichtiv, as it says in a pasuk, poteach et yadecha umasviah lechol chayir ratzu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is coming and he's telling us, he's opening up his hands to give, to satiate all those people which are chai. Meaning if he's already going to give you food, it's that you should live, no, not that a person is going to die. So therefore, ask for the hunger, and automatically by asking for the hunger, he's going to take away the other one, which means you see something. Very good. Did you understand what he just said?
No.
It's two for one. You understood? He's doing 2 for 1. Meaning they did b'chokhmah that he says, if you're going to ask, you cannot ask for both, right? You have to ask for one. But which one? So he says, so they said, you know what? We could withstand the hunger. Let's get rid of the virus, right? So, no, because if you're going, it was a 2 for 1. That's what happened. So he comes and he says, if you're going to ask for that we should be satiated, you get rid of the hunger, plus you get rid of the Magefa as well, the plague as well. So says the Gemara, okay, fine. Umenalan, where do you know that you cannot pray for 2 things? How do you know that from? Says the Gemara, it says in a pasuk, Vanatsuma v'nevaksha me'Elohenu al zot. It's a pasuk in Ezra, which again, Ezra and Ole Bavel, they're praying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should take them up to Yerushalayim, right, with Shalom, and he says that they're going to fast and they're going to ask from Hashem on this. Al Zot, on this. What does that mean? On this? What is so says the Gemara, the fact that it was written Al Zot, that means what did they pray for? They wanted to go to Yerushalayim with peace. Right? But Al Zot, what's Al Zot? On this and not on something else. Meaning they could have asked for something else. Now here, already the Ben Yehuda, the Ben Yishchai says that we don't know exactly what they could have asked for. We don't know what the other thing was. You understand? But when it says that they prayed on this, it's mashma that they had something else to pray for as well. But they didn't pray for it.
Specific.
Yeah, it was specific, only on this. Okay? The next one, the Ma'arava Amne, in Eretz Yisrael they said, Nishme de Rabbi Chagai, in the name, right? Shem, Nishme, right? In the name of Rabbi Chagai, Mehacha, from here. Right? What does it mean now? Right? From here. He comes and he says, he comes and he says, what does it mean from here? He comes and he says, V'rachamin lemiv'eh min kodam ela shemaya al raza dina. what does that mean exactly when it's going to come and it's going to say, right, this? So he comes and he says as follows. He says that he's asking mercy from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from before the God of the heavens, yeah, Elokei HaShamayim. He says, Ar-Razad Dina, on this secret. What does that mean on this secret? That basically that Daniel was telling his friends, Chananah, Mishael, Azariah, yeah, that basically that he should pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and basically they should reveal to him the dream of Nebuchadnezzar and the Pitaron. Remember that the Pitaron is the interpretation of the dream in order that he shouldn't kill them. Pitaron is interpretation, right? Which means, right, just like by Yosef Tzaddik, right? Halol lelokim pitronam, right? What does it mean? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that has a pitaron. Pitaron is the interpretation. So therefore, what are we referring to? Right? That they were asking mercy from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should give them their interpretation of the dream of Nebuchadnezzar, the dream and the interpretation, in order that he doesn't kill them. But here, actually, it says in the footnote, that really be'emet, what does it mean, Al-Razad Dina, on this one? Because there was two of them. There was two of them, two dreams. Yeah. And they only asked for one dream, and they didn't ask for the other dream. Yeah? Understood? If it says, Al-Razad Dina, Miklal Deika Charite, from the fact that it says this secret, that means there was another one, so there's another dream. Meaning Nebuchadnezzar had two dreams. One dream, they asked for the dream and the interpretation. Is Daniel to Michael in order that Nebuchadnezzar should not kill them. But they only asked for one. So this is a proof that when you're going to ask for something from Hashem, you ask for one thing. Don't ask for more. Even though you have two things to ask for. Don't ask for two things. Ask for one. Okay? The last one, this is the last part of the Gemara that we were talking about. During the days of Rabbi Zera, they made a decree. The Gazur, and they made a decree. They're not going to sit to do Taanits. So basically, what was the decree? They're not allowed to do Taanits. So they went and said, no Taanit. The Goyim. They understood. They understood we're not allowed to do a Taanit. Why? If we do a Taanit, we're going to be answered. So what do they say? No Taanits. You're not allowed to fast. Okay. Elmaleh Rabbi Zera, says Rabbi Zera to the people, Nekable ilavan, you have to accept upon yourselves the Taanit. Accept it upon yourself. Taanit. Ulchibatila gezerah, right? Nekable, Kabbalah. Ilavan on top of you, on yourself. Ulchibatila gezerah, and when it's going to be batel, annulled, the gezerah, the decree, letve, do the Taanit. Meaning right now, there's a decree, you cannot fast. So accept it upon yourself. And then when they finish the gezerah, now do the Taanit. It's not that you're just going to stop and say, I'm going to do a Taanit, you never do it. No. You're going to do the Taanit. Just wait until it gets annulled. So Elmaleh, they told him, Menalecha, how do you know this? How do you know that the fact that we're going to accept upon ourselves a Taanit, it's already enough? How do you know that? Amar lehu, Rabbi Zera tells them, it's a pasuk. A pasuk in Daniel. He comes and he says, Daniel Yod Yud Bet, Vayomer Elai, the Malach is coming and talking to me. Al tira Daniel. He says, don't worry, Daniel. Ki mina yom harishon, because from the first day, Ashenatata libecha, that you placed on your heart, leavin, to understand Yirat Hashem, ulitanot lifnei Elokecha, and to fast in front of Hashem your God on the building of the Bet HaMikdash, Yishmeu devarecha, your words were heard. So when he says, you placed on your heart to understand and to do Taanit, meaning did you already do Taanit? You didn't do Taanit yet. But you placed it on your heart to do Taanit, already Nishmu devarecha, your words are already listened to. So this is a proof mefurash from the Torah. There's obviously from Daniel, from the Ketuvim, that what? That the Kavanah was enough. Again, it's a Kavanah that will come to Maaseh. You're going to fast. Not now. But the fact that you do it,
it's one request or two requests.